Trade culture economic exchange with neighboring sisterly and friendly countries is the most important element in building civilization and raising the value of natural resources. If they raise the value of their currency to their assets, that's huge. The valuation of that is going to be key. In other words, what they're going to do is raise the value of their dinar because that's what they're going to be doing trade in. In my view, they're not going to be doing this at 1,310 exchange rate. I don't believe that at all. To me it means raising the value of their currency. After calling for cutting funding to Baghdad, U.S. Representative, "Let's make Iraq great again," quote, U.S. Republican Representative Joe Wilson called for making Iraq great again and stopping Iran's control over it, after his previous calls to stop funding Iraq. According to the American Fox News channel, Iraqi government bank warns against trading in digital currencies and forex activity. Quote, "The Central Bank of Iraq issued a ban on cryptocurrencies in 2017, citing risks such as financial crime, volatility, and consumer protection concerns. These last 20 years, the flow of oil was paid in American dollars. Now the oil that's flowing is being paid in Iraqi dinars. Memoranda of Understanding lead Iraq to build economic partnerships with countries of the world." One wealth management/redemption center contact told me they will be working both days this weekend. I don't know what this means or what they will be doing, but they are working a full day on Saturday and a half a day on Sunday. Confirming Shafak News. Trump is heading to impose sanctions on Iraqi groups. Notice that you didn't say Iraqi banks. No. Is he going to put sanctions on Iraqi government? Is he going to put sanctions on the CBI? Who's he putting sanctions on? Iraqi groups, framework, Maliki's militia, Iranian politicians in parliament. We had at least 2 very strong sources that were telling us that don't worry, this is going to be the week that we receive our notifications. And even though we only have 2 days left, Friday and Saturday this week, I think it's quite possible that we still will get notified and set an appointment this week. I know that one of our Redemption Center staff members is working tomorrow morning, Friday, at Wells Fargo Bank and then goes after lunch into the Redemption Center, Friday. It looks good for us to get notified and set our appointments for exchanges that would start on Saturday, the 1st of March, that is quite possible. Digital transformation in banks is progressing at an accelerating pace. Article 2, the digital currency to be launched in Iraq. Between economic opportunities and potential risks, urgent oil minister, exporting the region's oil will begin within hours via the Turkish Ceyhan. Quote, Deputy Prime Minister for Energy Affairs and Minister of Oil Hayan Abdul Ghani announced the imminent start of exporting oil from the Kurdistan region. He explained that exports will be at an initial rate of 185,000 barrels, gradually increasing to reach the capacity specified in the general federal budget. We are seriously linked to the world. We knew that already, but I never heard it come from Alak. He's saying it on TV now. Frank, you are right. Brother, I have never seen Alak tell you are international. And look at the timing. He's been put away for about 10 days and now Sidoni sends him out. He tells you are intentional. Not at 1,310. To hear it from the source of where the funds will be coming is rather crucial. It's crucial to hear this from the CBI directly. Iraq and Switzerland signed double taxation agreement to enhance economic cooperation. This is very interesting. They are really going international in actions as well as words. Many contracts being signed with many countries the last few weeks, huge progress for Iraq. I get chills every time I hear Saleh say the banking structure in Iraq now has security and stability, because those were the same words Dr. Shabibi, the author of the Iraqi monetary reform, demanded, before a new exchange rate was released. These are exciting times. Trump is heading to impose sanctions on Iraqi groups. Quote, the American website Fox News published a report today, Wednesday, in which it referred to the maximum pressure sanctions that the Trump administration is pursuing against countries that have economic and trade relations with Iran, including Iraq, which includes punishing a group of banks and controlling Baghdad's reserves at the U.S. Federal Reserve, according to an informed political source, who told Shafak news agency. Requesting that his name not be mentioned, American sanctions may be issued soon and will include a list of names of political figures who have armed factions. The Iraq Al-Mustaqbal Foundation for Economic Studies and Consultations attributed, on Friday, the reasons for the fluctuations in the exchange rate of the dinar against the US dollar in the parallel market over more than 2 decades in the country to internal and external factors. This came according to an analysis issued by the institution, in which it explained these fluctuations from 2005 until 2024. The institution stated in its analysis that the exchange rate of the Iraqi dinar against the US dollar in the parallel market witnessed noticeable fluctuations over the course of 21 years, as it was affected by a group of factors ranging from political, legislative and economic. The analysis added that supply and demand were the most influential, as the patterns of exchange rate changes differed according to the months of the year as a result of internal and external factors, such as the timing of the launch of the general budget and official holidays in major countries exporting goods to Iraq, such as China and Iran. He pointed out that by analyzing the exchange rate data in the parallel market from 2005 to 2024, there appears to be a recurring pattern that reflects the dinar's value being affected by specific months more than others. According to the institution, December was the month with the most frequent increase in the value of the dinar, as it witnessed a decline in 13 years out of 21 years, followed by August and June with increases in the value of the dinar against the dollar in 11 years, then April 10 times. While October and November witnessed an increase 9 times, and March 8 times. May was the month with the least frequent decline in the value of the dinar, as its value rose only 4 times during the period studied, which gives a semi-impression that the prices of the dinar against the dollar rise in the months of February, March, and April, then decline again against the dollar in May as a result of the strong return of demand in May. The institution warned in its analysis that despite this clear seasonal impact on the exchange rate, there are other factors that cannot be ignored, such as the levels of dollar sales by the Central Bank of Iraq, which directly affect the size of the money supply in the market, as well as political and financial factors such as the timing of the release of general budget funds, in addition to geopolitical situations that may cause sudden disturbances in the demand for foreign currency. The analysis concluded that the seasonal effect remains one of the main elements in determining the exchange rate trends in Iraq, as a recurring pattern appears at the end of the year and the beginning of the fiscal year, in addition to being affected by official holiday periods in countries